Hi, everybody. Bryan Broaddus, and welcome to The Stack. It's our weekly look at all things NFL draft. With the draft being right around the corner, the calendar has flipped. We're now into April, a couple of weeks away, talking to people around the league, guys. We're already into our meetings. We're going to set these boards, and then we're going to have a draft. I'm always joined here by my scouting buddies, Iisha Morrison and Zach Wolchuk. Guys, before we get started, I got your hats.
This is amazing.
I got your hats.
Yeah, this is a nice.
And if you're a fan of Crown Global Media and you've already watched Doing All Right from yesterday, I read a letter from the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, yeah, you look like you get the championship, like you got the championship.
You just won
basketball. Yeah, you won the finals.
you're a Michigan Wolverine.
Michigan Wolverine, or UCLA Bruin, wherever you want to be.
Sure.
But yeah, the Pittsburgh Steelers, a fan of the program, Dan Rooney Jr., whose family owns the Pittsburgh Steelers. Danny scouts for the Steelers. He's a really, really good scout. I worked with him in NFL Europe. But in a letter, he specifically said that he enjoys the work that Iisha and Zach do. So
That's so cool.
They're your hats.
That is, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes,
Danny.
you have
Danny, thank you very much for doing that. We do appreciate that. And also want to do something real quick. We got because we're running out of time on this. We're running out of the NFL is a strange lady T-shirts. Those are all. We got to the end of the month. Actually, the draft. When the draft's over, these are done. You can get those on crownglobalmedia.com if you want one of those. I know people have been tweeting at me and saying, "Hey, got my shirt, got my hat, got this, got that." Really do appreciate you guys doing all that. It means a lot. It supports us. We appreciate that. All right, something we support around here is we support mock drafts.
Yeah, we do.
We support mock drafts.
What y'all say?
Oh, yeah, they stress you out.
Who?
But I love a good mock.
Who support mock draft?
We support mock drafts. Iisha Morrison, we support mock drafts around here.
Okay, we do, I guess.
We do support mock drafts. Peter Schrager, our buddy was with the NFL Network at one time, now is with ESPN. Peter Schrager, highly connected guy, does a couple mock drafts every year. I think he does one like kind of the middle of all the process.
He does one really close.
And then one at the very end. So we're getting to, so we're kind of Peter Schrager, and like I say, very well connected. You could kind of go around the league. He was always accurate with the Arizona Cardinals because him and Cliff Kingsbury were very good friends. Cliff Kingsbury now with the Rams, I believe.
Yeah, it's just
he's friends with Sean McVay. So he's probably, Schrager's friends with him, so he'll have that pick. So you just got to kind of be when you watch a Peter Schrager mock draft, you got to be very mindful. Like, okay, this guy's got this thing. He's talking to a lot of general managers, a lot of scouts. So, Zach.
Yep.
I want you to walk us through the Peter Schrager mock draft, and we're going to put it up on the screen here. And
maybe Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob's got this going. So, but of course, as we walk it through, there's some interesting ways. And if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, this could get your interest. If you're a fan of another team, we really do appreciate you following along. But here we go. We could talk about it first.
Okay.
With, of course, the Fernando Mendoza has been, since day one, has been the number one guy for the Raiders.
We might as well skip to 2.
Got to skip to 2. And if you want to say this, the draft for everybody really starts at 2.
Yeah.
The one at 2 that's been interesting here is this one has fluctuated a lot.
Yeah, baby.
This is a lot. This is a lot of different guys going at this spot. Are we any closer to knowing this? But it seems like that David Bailey, the edge from Texas Tech, is now the darling in the top 3 of these mock drafts.
And I think that the key here is, and when you listen to Schrager explain it, Daniel Jeremiah, others, it's what you're getting in a David Bailey. Right. David Bailey has had production at 2 different schools, whether it was Stanford, last year at Texas Tech. He has a plan. As a rusher, to me, and I know you like Reuben Bain Jr. over him.
I do.
Pass rusher.
I do.
I think Bailey is the best
pass rusher
right now.
Okay.
Reese is the projection.
Sure.
In my stack, I've got Reese ahead of Bailey.
Okay.
Now, why is that? Well, I think, one, he's definitely going to be a good off-ball linebacker. He's already proven that. I've got him as an edge. I think that he's going to have, and it's not comping him to Micah Parsons as a player. I just think it can be a Micah Parsons-like trajectory.
Okay.
Where the Cowboys started Micah his rookie year, he was an off-ball linebacker.
Right.
Then you have the broken foot to DeMarcus Lawrence. It's like, okay, we need to put him at edge. He ends up never leaving that spot, basically. I think Reese, if you let him play full-time at edge, to me, he's got the skill set, he's got the traits, and what I saw him do at Ohio State was exciting to me. But I understand if you're the Jets and you're like, we got a projection guy or we got a guy that we know what we're getting here, maybe David Bailey is where they end up wanting to go.
They need to be popped. They don't need to be picking nothing. Hell.
Yeah, just nobody has to go to the Jets.
They're not allowed.
They have to forfeit their pick.
Somebody take it.
I hope one day the Jets interview you for a job.
Somebody come up and snatch the phone.
Well, Brian threw out yesterday on G-Bag, he's like, yeah, the Giants, people are going to die there. But it's true. It's like the Giants and the Jets. You don't want to go to either of those spots right
That's
now.
what I'm saying. Somebody need to take their privileges.
Yeah. Well, Iisha, okay. In your mind, though, are you okay with the Bailey pick there? And then Zach, did he explain it well enough?
Yeah, no, obviously it's deservingly so. I mean, as you get into the pass rushers, it's interesting, gentlemen. When we started this process,
yeah,
did you feel like defensive end ended up being as deep as what you thought? From a talent perspective.
That's a good question.
Did it feel like, because when at the beginning I felt like we were saying, ooh, this is such a good defensive end class. But as I've gotten to the end of it, how far does it go? I mean, it goes into the fourth. I think there's some guys in the fourth that are great. But how impressive is it? I think I was more impressed when we first started than what I'm finishing.
I'll carry this thing through the fourth and be okay with what's going on.
Okay, cool.
I will absolutely be cool with that.
But to your point at the top, with the pass rusher and the pass rush ability, there's like definite guys like David Bailey and then Arvell Reese.
Yeah. Yeah, we could go up and we go to Arizona now at 3.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Arizona takes Reese.
Well, because they've been flipping.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
this thing has been flipping quite a bit.
But Arizona needs an offensive lineman.
Yeah. Well, and this is the thing that's crazy because you're starting now. I'm expecting we could just get straight chaos here in the top 10, and we also
it's been offensive linemen from the jump. Right now, all of a sudden, Peter Schrager throws Arvell Reese at you.
Well, I think that this is another indicator of what we've been talking about is that this class is going to be. I still think teams are going to come up and get their offensive players or take their offensive players. I just
you think people are going to trade up for offensive players?
I don't believe. This is an offensive league. I feel like personally that maybe we're overvaluing how much of a defensive draft this is.
Okay.
I think the draft. Right. I know there's some good guys in this draft.
Yeah.
I understand from the skill position, it's not as pretty. We ain't got spoiled with tackle. I mean, so many tackles in this last 3 years, 4 years have completely changed. Yeah. You know, you've gotten a lot of good defensive players fall to the teams because of the tackles, because of the quarterbacks. I want to say the tackles more than quarterbacks, but right now, I don't want to say, like, I know this class is mostly defensive and we're leaning on that, but I'm not trying to forget that this is an offensive league and teams are going to do what they need to do to get better on offense. So I don't know. If I'm the Cardinals, I'm not doing that. They out their damn mind. They need offensive linemen.
They do, and that's why I thought like Francis Mauigoa just makes too much sense for me.
And it's it's weird, but also too. But you know what this is? That BPA crap.
Yeah. Well, and I
don't think that BPA crap.
I don't think it's crap, Iisha. We can fight with.
I don't think it's crap, but I do think good and well. This is going to help you. But what's their quarterback situation? Who playing quarterback?
Yeah.
People again. Who playing quarterback for Cardinals?
Arizona. Goodness gracious.
That's my point.
Yeah. I mean, that's why Ty
But let's go get a...
Are they going to trade up for at the bottom of the first round, or are they going to wait for him to get there?
I don't know. This makes sense because of how your board is, because this is the third best player, second best player.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, y'all. This is such a nice hat.
If they're not expecting Arvell Reese to be there, if they're like, we thought the Jets were going to take him at 2.
Yeah.
You pivot and you're like, that's the best player on our board. It's Jacoby Brissett, by the way.
That's what that quarterback is?
Yeah,
they need offensive line back.
Jacoby Brissett. But yeah, I mean, I think that they would like a lineman. I'm with you. The problem is they might not think that there's a lineman worthy of taking at 3. So that's where it does become best player available.
So do you think? Oh, Barnacles.
I think they want to move out. I think. What are you doing?
Huh?
I think Arizona wants to bail. I think New York, I'm hearing, wants to bail. Cleveland definitely wants to bail.
New York wants to bail.
Yeah, I think.
And go where?
I think New York would like to get move back because they probably either like multiple players, or the issue here is these teams want linemen. Yeah. And I don't think they look at, we've got an offensive lineman that's worthy of being the 3rd overall pick, the 5th overall pick.
Unless he's from Miami. Unless he's the Miami,
unless
right?
It's Manoa.
Yeah.
And I think Fano is. I've got Fano as my 9th overall player on my board.
Yeah.
But if they want left tackles, that's the problem. These are all right tackles.
Right.
So if you want like a Monroe Freeling projection, if you want a Blake Miller from Clemson, big projection, like these are guys you are reaching on massively, in my opinion.
Sure.
To fill a need, and could they become good players? 100%. Miller, I'm way more cool on than I am Freeling. I see it with Freeling, but it still is, to take him anywhere in the top 15, I think is a big risk.
You're telling me don't forget this offensive draft.
I just don't know who teams are going to be moving up for if it's not Love or it's not a receiver.
I agree with you that we know that this isn't the most impressive class when it comes to offensive tackle, offensive line. We know that. I just think people still gonna do it, because where else you gonna get it at?
Bot says people are bad at drafting.
Well, yeah.
Well,
teams are bad.
Teams hey,
that might be my next T-shirt.
Hey,
Bot should put that on a shirt.
He's not wrong. But are the Cowboys included?
Yeah,
because they started.
There's times where they're not very good at this.
On a bad run.
I'm about to say because he started saying that when the Cowboys seemed good at drafting. Now it's like we might need to be included.
Okay, so on the stack mock, we'd put Francis Mauigoa here. We think Arizona, you need a lineman.
Yeah. I
do. Playing games, take Mauigoa.
Stop playing games.
But then also, who do you have? You've got Mauigoa over Reese, I think, on your board, right?
Oh yeah.
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 Do you as well?
Yeah.
So then we're not windowed rest of the board either. We're actually taking the best player.
You got Reese over Mauigoa?
Yeah, he's better. I mean, he's, as for the position.
But you hate this pick because you hate the best available player. Shit is what you said.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
It is.
It's bullshit. Hey, okay. At 4, you get an offensive player.
Yeah, here we go. Let's go to 4 real quick.
What do you think about the Titans taking Jeremiah Love?
There's your offensive guy.
Sure.
You're screaming for him.
Yeah, it makes sense for them. They always picking up a running back. No.
Yeah, I mean, Derrick Henry was their guy for a long time. They took
Tajay
Pollard.
Pollard.
Pollard signed Pollard.
They always picking up a.
But I mean, Love would. I don't think that's the way that they should go.
There's love in the air over there, obviously.
There is love in the air.
Yeah, we see love in the air. A lot of love over there.
I do love Love. He could help Cam Ward. I mean, at the end of the day, he's the best offensive player in the draft, in my opinion. And that includes Francis Mauigoa. I've got Love as my 2nd overall player.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that backfield gets better. Tony Pollard's still there, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that'd be a good pairing. And then obviously defensively, I think they're trying to rebuild a lot of what they're doing over there.
Have we seen Love go 4 yet in any of these mock drafts?
We did early in the process.
We've seen him go. We've seen him go early to some of the
I haven't seen him fall out of the top 10.
I saw him go to Washington. And
Washington's like this
the kind of where
that's the flap.
That's the flap.
Whatever I'm looking to say.
The floor.
Yeah, that's the floor.
All right, let's go to 5 now here.
Giants taking Mauigoa. Now, this is a great pick for the Giants.
See, now the Giants forever have fought themselves on drafting offensive linemen. They might actually get this one right.
Yeah.
They've been fighting with who? Themselves.
They've made some bad picks.
Yeah, their tackles have hurt us.
Their
Will
tackles
Hernandez didn't work out for them.
Thomas wasn't bad.
Thomas has been the one that worked.
Yeah.
Thomas has been okay, but I mean, think about they've also.
I was wrong about John Michael Schmitz.
That hurt me.
I know. Yeah. I love John Michael Schmitz, and I think it's just the team he went to. I still think he's a good player.
Yeah, I'm like, we watched so much tape on him. Yeah.
This might work though. Francis Mauigoa at 5 might work.
That's a Harbaugh thing, right? Yeah. What did his brother do? He takes Joe Alt first pick in with the Chargers. I mean, you build with the line of scrimmage.
Good for them.
At 6, Cleveland, and I think they want to bail here. I really do.
Yep.
I think this is where, and you know what? Let's pat ourselves on the back with the whole 12 and 20, 6 and 39. That has really picked up steam. That's why you watch the stack. All right, we're trying to be trendsetters here a little bit.
Yes.
But Spencer Fano to Cleveland. Now, Monroe Freeling's been a very sexy pick here, the Georgia left tackle. But I think if they want to go offensive line and they get stuck, I've also heard Carnell Tate is a name here that if they get stuck, people around the Browns beat have thrown out. They're going to take the wide receiver from Ohio State, Carnell Tate. But I like the Fano pick. I mean, I've got Fano 9 in my stack right now. It's not finalized. I can still pivot. I hold that right, okay? But at 9, I don't think that's a terrible – I like that pick there for Cleveland.
Yeah, it's not a bad pick.
You look like you're hiding away from it.
I am hiding because get the offensive lineman. Do what you need to do, Cleveland.
But you don't love the pick.
Their pick.
What would Iisha, GM Iisha Morrison, 2I?
Huh?
You're picking for the Cleveland Browns here. Who you taking?
Well, there's no quarterbacks available. Yeah. I don't know. I'm really curious to see what they're going to do if they're going to let those guys compete.
Do you not like this particular offensive lineman?
No, I think that this is one of the best. I think this is the gentleman I thought was a guard, low key.
Okay,
honest.
Yeah, and you might end up being right about that.
And Cleveland Cleveland definitely needs offensive line help.
It's just offensive line.
Yeah,
generally.
No, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, they need to do that. I'm just.
Yeah, the last line is talented, movable piece along that line.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to some people that think he could play center.
Yeah.
Really?
No, like he could.
He's
play
an
all 5
athlete.
spots.
I think he's a guard, but I mean, center, cool.
Maybe. I mean, I think he can play right tackle and be good, but if it doesn't work out, he can kick inside.
Okay,
cool.
Let's take this from the Cowboys angle of things.
Yeah.
How are things looking for you so far?
Good.
Good. You've had 3 offensive players.
Good. Let all these offensive people go.
4 offensive players.
All right.
But this is where it's about to get rough, though. This is like
All right,
coming up.
get ready. I'm about to do something to you.
Okay.
Zach.
Yeah.
You traded up to 6. Pick your player for the Cowboys.
It'd be Downs. I'd be taking Caleb Downs.
Iisha Morrison. You traded up to 6. Take your player.
Reese is gone. Downs is gone.
No, Downs is still there.
Oh, it would be Downs then.
Okay.
That's my next.
Okay, so we've got Delane on the board. You got Downs on the board. You got Styles on the board.
Yeah. For me,
You got Bain on the board.
Yeah.
So I'm throwing those names out.
Yep.
Do you feel better about that? Or do we want to continue like we've done before? Do you want to wait to 12 and see what you have on your board? Do you feel good about the way this draft's falling right now? If you went up, you had an option really at 4 outstanding defensive players, I believe.
Unless you're just dead set on getting a top 10 player, then no, I would stay.
You'd stay?
If you told
I feel
me
like it's falling decently right now.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like if you told me 4 of the top 6 players 100% are going to be on offense, I'm not moving up.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be able to get Downs or Bain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't think Styles is going to make it. So if they decide like Styles is our guy, then you need to move up for Styles.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think you got a good chance because of the short arm stuff with Bain. Maybe some teams are iffy, and then just the position of safety. Maybe some teams are not going to take down.
So you guys now see it as no reason to trading up.
Not right now.
In this, if 4 of the 6 go offense, I'm okay.
Okay, let's go up the board a little bit here with the Commanders. Will be the next pick. Who they got, Zach?
And they go Sonny Styles.
Okay, there goes one of your guys right there. Let's go to 8.
There goes Reuben Bain Jr.
Okay, now you're starting to lose. You're starting to lose defensive guys here. Still feel good about standing in there. I mean, we had a chance to trade, and we didn't do it.
Yeah, well, now you're looking at with Kansas City, and Kansas City might say we're taking a defensive player.
Yeah.
I think it's fascinating. He goes Jordan Tyson here, Peter Schrager does out wide receiver, and they could use offensive help.
Yeah.
But they just lost 2 starting corners.
That stunned me. I was surprised by that. Now, they have struggled offensively just to have some synergy for a while. Obviously, Kelsey's in the latter part of his career. What is the other name? Rashee Rice is still there as well. But, like, they have struggled to get, especially throwing the ball deep downfield.
Yeah.
That is not something they have been able to do consistently. This is probably one of the best deep ball trackers in this draft.
But we're back on track with our defensive player here.
That's good.
We're back on track.
Good.
This right here helps you. Kansas City picking Jordan Tyson from Arizona State. A lot of questions about him, by the way.
It's the
if
health
you listen to
stuff for me.
Daniel Jeremiah talk, and then there's a lot of people like, I'm not so sure. I still think he's the best wide receiver in the draft. All right, let's go to 10. Here's Cincinnati. Cincinnati historically bad defense, like you had bad defense.
But loves their LSU guys.
But loves their LSU guys. Well, here goes. Mansour Delane goes for to Cincinnati Bengals. This is something I kind of worried about a little bit.
First DB off the board is Mansour Delane.
I wonder, now this is where I wonder with Cincinnati. They love LSU kids. They absolutely love LSU kids. But I wonder if this, in fact, that they're okay with McCoy here. Could one of the corners, could they take McCoy over Delane at 10?
McCoy, I mean, that's going to bust the draft.
I'm fascinated to see where Jamar McCoy goes because
there's Bobby Belt, who we do a lot of work with. Bobby thinks that he's going to end up in the second round because of the injury stuff.
Yeah, which to me, if Bobby's saying that, the only reason you're going to end up in the second round is because either you're going to have another surgery to that knee.
Or it's just not ready.
Or he's not going to be ready to play.
Yeah.
And it'd be like a Will Johnson drop last year, right? The corner from Michigan, who, granted, I mean, McCoy's already done more than Will Johnson did at this point last year. And Will Johnson, though, did play in his defense in his final season. But, yeah, the McCoy thing is going to be fascinating.
Cincinnati is usually zigging when everybody else is zagging.
I think it's possible.
But keep an eye on that spot.
I think we should, for sure.
I'd also look at Keldrick Falk for Cincinnati here.
Yeah,
that
I think
would be a huge help too.
I think
Keldrick
we saw
Falk
that
makes a lot of sense to me there.
Yeah, I think we saw that there's an expectation that he might go higher than what a lot of
Oh no, the media scouts are clearly a little bit lower than. Right. All right, let's go to 11 with the Dolphins. This is the first team that I do worry about. I mean, I really worry about John Eric Sullivan, the general manager at Miami, trading out of this spot. Mm-hmm. And if it starts falling where all the defensive guys are starting to fall off the board in Miami, and all of a sudden Miami's like, we're open for business, and somebody says we got to get ahead of Dallas. Dallas is hunting defensive players. This is a spot I think you need to be worried about. I said this a bunch, but here we are. Okay, we feel good because all these offensive players have gone. We take it up to Dallas's pick at 12, according to Peter Schrager.
Yeah. Well,
okay. Let me do something real quick for you. Real quick. What if Cincinnati takes McCoy, which it sounds like Dallas is not in the McCoy business.
Mm-hmm. No.
McCoy goes to Cincinnati. Delane and Downs are there. We're still picking Downs.
I am. Downs is the best
Still
player
picking
on my board.
Over Delane.
But gosh, if they end up taking Delane, I'm not mad at them.
I'm good
because I love Delane. He's my top corner. I think he's awesome. But staying true to the board, going based on what you've taught me.
Well, don't let Iisha hear that.
I'm taking Downs.
No, I think they're both a fit. So I would be okay.
It's just like
with
screw you.
No.
Window dressing bull.
I would be okay with either or. I think both of them make you better immediately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're totally on board. I mean, we could go either way on the Downs or Delane, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Downs have any injury history?
No, Downs has never missed a single game in college.
That's what I thought.
No. I mean, to me, Caleb.
There was some questions about the knee. Remember, he came out the combine, said it was all
arthritic knee or something.
Arthritic knee and all that. He just kind of said, no.
And we believe it was the Bears. That's the only team that we've
The Bears were the team that
who knows. But I did find it interesting. Miami went wide receiver. I thought that there's no way, given this Green Bay background.
Yeah.
But I did think Schrager dropped some interesting nuggets that Jeff Hafley coached with Ryan Day.
Yeah.
And then John Eric Sullivan has a bunch of connections to Ohio State.
He does.
And they need a wide receiver. So maybe, we shouldn't read too much into
If you talk about the Packer way, the Packer way has never been about drafting first round wide receivers. I think it was 2003, and then last year you got the player from Texas.
But this is, if Caleb Downs is there at 12, this is like, give me a Miller Lite. We're chugging it inside the Star on draft night on DallasCowboys.com and 105.3 The Fan. This would be, to me, you're getting the best player that helps you tremendously, can play the slot, can play in the box and help in the run. Cowboys gave up more big plays than anybody in football. Caleb Downs is a big play eraser. The communication issues that you had, he's going to come in and fix all of that. For people that want to talk about positional value, you can shove that up your ass. I don't care. Caleb Downs is, to me,
they'll argue with you about that.
Player.
They will argue with you about that.
But what's the argument? Because what are we talking? That's my gripe with the whole situation. It's like I
you
would
would
be
never
excited.
take a safety at 10.
Then they're not watching football now.
Yeah.
Then you're not looking at. If you think that, then you're not looking at football and what it is right now. And I don't want to listen to you.
I kind of feel like that, like being the oldest guy in the scouting community now, of the media people and stuff.
Isn't it weird?
It's no. I mean, the
just came out.
Well,
is it weird? To be having these conversations.
It's weird that I'm the oldest guy in the scouting.
Oh,
community. I should be at the lake right now. But the thing about it is, though, why have I become more open to smaller quarterbacks or shorter corners, or what? Why has the old guy become more open to the young folks doing this now? Everybody seems to, like, I get in with Dane Brugler, got in with it yesterday, got into him about short arms, got into him about about these players, downs, positional stuff. How about just take the best damn player?
Amen.
And I know that's against.
I agree with you because with the downs thing, with the safety,
the whole idea is not to miss this pick.
Yeah,
that's the whole idea. If you're saying, well, I'm not going to take this guy because it's a position that's traditionally not drafted, okay. Take a player that's been traditionally drafted that doesn't work out, and then see what happens. You'll be doing media with me,
which is not that bad of a job.
I just think it's not.
I just saying.
I think it's backwards. I think it's backwards, especially.
What are we doing now?
If you're watching football right now. You look at the playoffs this past year. You know what the big difference was between the teams that made it to the top? Their DB play, blitz ability, run blitz ability, being able to manipulate with your safeties, and then being able to find matchup game. Playing the matchup game, and we've seen. I personally think, and I've been saying it for a while since having a conversation with Jordan Lewis in the locker room.
Yeah.
The nickel position is becoming, to me, a luxury position. More so, and it can be corner, it can be safety, but it's odd to me to hear people watch safety be one of the only what other position in football can affect the first, second, and third part of the field besides quarterback? Who can touch it? He can safety, especially
wide receiver can play those. But
I'm talking about defensively. You know what I'm saying,
right?
Yeah,
yes.
Good point.
This guy could not come off the damn field.
Yeah. I mean, he can do anything you.
It's the opportunity. It doesn't make any sense to me. If we talk, what makes someone positionally valuable if they're not versatile and you can use them in multiple spots?
Sure.
See, this is where I like, and I.
It's gonna make me mad.
No, you're absolutely right, and this is the arguments that I have with guys, and with the Dane Burglars and guys like that. And I mean, I haven't had arguments with NFL people about this, guys with teams and stuff, because, like I say, I just getting so damn tired of you have to do this.
Yeah, that's how we did it. So that's how I need to go.
Yeah, we've done this for. It's like the damn combine. We've done this for 30 years. What's wrong with like a little bit different thinking about it? Right. Especially Iisha, and I think you said it very well. Watch these games every weekend. Mm-hmm. Watch how these teams play and watch how they stop people. They stop them with guys like Caleb Downs.
They're cheating with you can cheat with your safeties. You can cheat.
This guy's playing all over the place, and he's making coordinators have to account for him.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at the top 10 defenses in the league.
And look at what they do with their DBs.
Yep. They have a safety that's good.
I hate, like I say, I should be the one that's saying, no, we do it this way. I'm not that anymore.
Yeah.
Because I realize that positional value doesn't matter when you're losing damn games. I mean, it doesn't. It's like you're losing games. Fix it. Guys like Caleb Downs fix it. And so, to me, I'm wondering why 11 damn teams passed on this guy.
I was snapping yesterday. I was snapping.
See, that's what I'm saying. I wonder why. Why would you pass because positional value?
That's all. Because the tape.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah, we learned that consistency is what you're looking for. This is the most tape-wise, the most consistent game to game.
I don't see a weakness. And if you want to talk about the coverage stuff with him, and a lot of people are going to point to it plays around the line of scrimmage. Turn on Alabama versus Georgia. His freshman year, man to man, he takes on Brock Bowers in that game and handles him all over the field.
Yeah.
And Brock Bowers is the best tight end in football right
Also, too, there needs to be room for growth, development. My God. I mean, he's not going to be a finished product, but this is just, that was my question yesterday, Brian, when I saw this, was who the hell thought?
Who didn't want to take him?
Well,
11 people, but I'm happy. I'm a breakdance.
We'll benefit.
I'm
a breakdance.
Listen. I'm the guy that wants to go to 6.
Yeah.
You know why I want to go to 6? Because I'm hopeful this son of a gun's name's up there.
Yeah.
Because I was sitting there thinking, teams can't be that dumb.
Possibly.
Teams can't be that dumb to pass on a guy like this.
The safety. Safety's not important, guys. We know that. Safety's not important.
Same thing with linebacker.
I'm glad 11 teams didn't think so. But I will say this though, real quick.
Sorry.
This is where I worry now. Miami at 11. if Caleb Downs is sitting there, is somebody that's a smart drafting team going to see value and get this guy?
Possibly.
That's
Minnesota at 18. Everyone's putting a safety there, and we think it's going to be Thieneman, and Schrager's got Emmanuel McNeil-Warren there, which I can kind of see that. He kind of looks like a Viking to me.
I worry. See, like if
they go to get Downs,
all I need is Downs. If Downs gets close to me,
I'm gonna go get.
I'm gonna start getting nervous because people are gonna like. We're running out of the defensive guys, especially the guys that are the difference makers. That's a difference maker playing right there.
Let me ask you this: if Downs is not on the board, let's say Miami takes Downs at 11.
Yeah.
So now you're in a situation where all your top defensive players did go. Outside of McCoy, and we don't believe the Cowboys.
Now I feel bad that we didn't go to 6.
But you want to take Cardinal Tate?
No. So no, I wonder if I'm the Cowboys, I'm probably trying to move back.
Okay.
Is there any I'm looking at it as Mekhi Lemon to the Rams.
Did I lose Delane?
Delane's gone.
Okay.
So I'm going the same scenario.
Okay.
But let's just sub Downs to Miami.
Okay.
And so Carnell Tate technically is still available.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like who would, if I'm Dallas and I want to back out, who are teams? Because everyone wants to say, okay, trade back, get more picks. You've got to have teams and players that they want to move up for.
Right.
So do you think teams would covet Mekhi Lemon to jump ahead of the Rams, who are linked to them at 13? Like, where do you think the Cowboys could even back out of if they're stuck at 12? I know you've thrown out Akheem Mesidor as the guy, Brian. I don't disagree with you there. That would make a lot of sense.
I'm just saying what I think Dallas would do. I think Dallas would take Mesidor there. I just do. That's just how I feel they would operate there.
I have a question about, as we talk about positional
That didn't
value.
answer your question.
It did.
No, but I think they're in trouble. That's the point.
I do think I agree with you. Is like once you get out of this top 10 situation, if you haven't gotten one of those top guys, what do you do then?
Yeah.
Where do you fall?
See, that's why I was trying to get to 6 just to make sure. Now, but in this mock draft going to 6, I might have messed up because, but I didn't mess up because I got my guy.
Still got your guy.
I still got my guy.
That's your guy.
I still got my guy.
If you're getting the pick at 39, it's not like you're losing a pick. And we believe that the difference between 20 to 39 of the type of player you're getting is not big.
I'm going to say this too about getting stuck and maybe taking a wide receiver. I think right now, that if you look at George Pickens, I think he's stuck a little bit right now.
He is.
Nobody's beating down George Pickens' door and David Mulugeta's door. There was some thought that maybe if you were in a situation where there were people that were interested, you would try and find a way to replace George Pickens. You might be able to get George Pickens for what you want to get George Pickens for.
Possibly, yeah.
Because nobody's – now, listen, everybody say, it's 2 first-round picks. No, Dallas will negotiate with you. They'll take 1 first-round pick. They'll take 1. They're not going to, 2 would be nice, but they'll negotiate with you on this one. To me, I don't see anybody beating down George Pickens' door, so I don't see the reason. And Voch hates me when I do this. I don't see a reason to draft a wide receiver high.
I don't see the reason to draft one high. I'm not saying I don't think
because I like George Pickens. I think George Pickens is kind of preventing me from taking a wide receiver high.
What
if they don't plan on paying George?
I think it would be foolish.
I'm playing this year with George Pickens.
Have to.
And in 2027, I'm doing this process all over again, if that's the case.
Okay.
But does anybody light you up? Does anybody light you up that way?
Nobody's
as
him.
A wide receiver?
Yeah.
Nobody's him. Respectfully.
No, I mean I think that if
we can't get a consensus of who the top receiver is. Everybody's Tate was down, now he's up. All these guys up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
The way it is.
Yeah. I mean, both the top guys for me would be there in that scenario. With
Mekhi Lemon and Tate.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Rams go Lemon. The Ravens with Kenyon Sadiq, I think, is an interesting pick there. I wonder where Sadiq's going to go.
Yeah.
At 14. Jermon McCoy goes 15 to the Bucs.
Yeah.
So he's off the board. Omar Cooper Jr. at 16 to the Jets is gaining a lot of momentum.
Sure.
And I like him. Good player. They could use a playmaker. Next to Garrett Wilson. Ioane, the guard from Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
There's also been a lot of talk that Caden Proctor, the tackle from Bama, they love him with the Lions. So maybe Proctor's a name just to watch out there. 18, Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, the safety to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Monroe Freeling going. And 19's
that makes more sense.
That's where he probably, if you're going to take him because you need a left tackle, I don't mind that for Carolina. But
I'd take the Arizona State kid here myself.
Max Einachor, yeah.
I was about to say, I wonder if he's gonna. I think he's gonna.
I think he.
If New England, if he's
I
there
do
for
believe
New
he'll
England's
make
pick,
it in the first round.
him and Vrabel were dancing.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like they love him in New England. But then Akheem Mesidor, who we think could be in the conversation at 12 if you get wiped, falls to the Cowboys.
I would do cartwheels at the Star if you told me I could have Downs and Mesidor.
Likewise.
Why do you guys think there's some people that are not high on Mesidor besides
the age?
Yeah,
that's it.
I got here's another discussion you have with people. Well, he's 25 years old, Brian.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, how many guys you see, like, you know, how many guys play for somebody that's, you know, like we're starting to see where these guys play through the first contract, and maybe you get him for the second contract.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if he plays well enough. I mean, there's a few of these guys, but these guys, as they get in the second contract, they start to get broken down a little bit, though, too.
You're right. Mm-hmm.
But I'm in that window right now with this guy. I know he could rush the passer for the next 5 years. I take him in the first round. I got him for 4 years. I've got the 5th year option on him. Let's see what happens in 5 years. This guy right here, though, when you watch him play as a group, you watch him play, we all admire. Like I've got him up there with the guys like the Baileys and the Baines and stuff like that. People say, well, Bain helped him. I think this kid helped Bain the way that he played. So I'm totally the age is not bothering me at all. The thing I was worried about were the feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and once those feet checked out, then I'm the age. We drafted Terrence Newman when I was at the Cowboys. 25-year-old corner. He played like 30 years. You know, corner maybe a little bit different position. People say, "Oh, Broaddus, you're comparing." I'm just talking about age. Age here. This kid right here, he plays like he's 21, 22 years old.
Yeah, something I think is going to be important in this upcoming draft. I mean, obviously you want guys. We've heard the brass talk about mind work and guys being intelligent, but I think temperament is going to be huge.
Yeah.
For whoever they decide to bring in defensively. And when you talk about a Caleb Downs, he's a bit of a punisher when he comes downhill. And then, Mesidor being he's like a little pit bull as he's navigating through trash and stuff like that, how he navigates through, the craziness and stuff. I feel like temperament is going to be huge as we look at the guys that they draft this year.
Okay.
Yeah, my opening line in Mesidor, this guy's a relentless bulldog, plays with violence.
Oh, okay, we were close.
Incredible motor that never shuts off.
We're close.
Yeah.
And I also think the one knock that I've heard on Mesidor, and I don't know if you guys have heard the same, is like, why did it take this long for him to break out?
Yeah.
And, Iisha, you brought this up early in the process from the scouting school. It's like the context and the why.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back and you look at Akheem Mesidor's journey, one, he grew up in Canada, but two, when he started at West Virginia, he was a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
This is the first year that he played edge, and you saw him blossom, and he found his home. So, I mean, you got to go back and kind of, like, if you're wondering why, well, finally they found his spot at Miami. And as soon as they put him at edge, he ended up becoming the player that he is now. Mm-hmm. So it's not his fault that he was playing out of his natural position, which we now know is his natural position, but it took a little while based on who he was playing for, where he was playing, for him to find that home.
Thank you for that. Can I ask my question?
Go ahead.
So, as we talk about, we just did all that fussing. You feel a way about the safety falling and all that stuff, the Downs possibly falling. As we get into this part of the NFL, boundary corner has always typically been more valued than nickel corner, paid more, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think we're going to see that shift?
I do.
And do you guys think that what is happening with the undervalue of safety has to do with the very similar to the linebacker converted defensive end thing, is the tackle guard thing? Mm-hmm. If we start seeing an influx of nickel corner or safety that can do nickel, that can, is going to do third, second, first level stuff. What if those guys start asking for more money? And is some of this devaluing of the position because that's going to flip the money? Because as we see more safeties, I mean, it's hard. We see a Brian Branch, we see a Devin Witherspoon, we see all these guys. Like Seattle's kind of the blueprint, right? We see what they do. Teams are going to try to replicate that.
Seattle's figured out how to take Nick Manowari, but also have Witherspoon as the guy helping out.
Absolutely.
It's not all Nick Manowari. It's like, listen, we'll use Nick for this, but we'll use Witherspoon for this.
I'm just wondering with the uptick of, as we see more teams start to get into doing more nickel stuff, we're going to see that here in Dallas, is the nickel position, whether safety or corner, going to take an uptick financially in value?
Yes.
Because if I'm a nickel corner, I'm saying, hey, bro, this dude on the boundary, he's using the sideline the whole time.
Yeah.
I got to come up, fight through trash. I got to get through these screens. I got to come set the edge. Nickel corner is about to start asking for money. Nickel safeties, I think, are going to start asking for more money.
No. And you're absolutely right, because what's going to happen is usually when all of a sudden everybody starts to play against 11 personnel and they try and spread you out, the minute you start to go small and all that and have smaller players and all, then teams are going to start running the ball.
And that's what we saw with Dallas.
How do you prevent that? You have a badass nickel safety.
Talk about it.
100%.
So you have somebody like, you're not only having a guy that can cover, but you're having somebody you could play near the box to also help you in the run game.
Yes.
I'm with you. And it's also where teams lining up their best receiver now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Yes, you're seeing a Pickens, obviously. He did more in the slot. He did his whole career. CeeDee Lamb does a lot of his maneuvering in the slot.
Right.
It's so much going on in that area of the field. I do think I'm really curious to see what happens this next couple years, and if the devaluing of the safety position, specifically strong and guys that can do nickel stuff, if that has to do with money.
Well,
no offense.
No. I think those guys will get paid. I think what's going to happen too is, will this be the 1 year? Will this be, as Dane likes to say, will this be the outlier?
That's it. Talk about it.
The outlier. Will this be the outlier year on these safeties?
And we ain't going to see it again?
And we ain't going to see it again. I mean, we've got guys like Stukes, Lewis from Pittsburgh. We've got guys like, man, that looks like one of these hybrid nickel guys. That looks like, well, he could cover, he could do this. I wonder if this is going to be the absolute pinnacle, or are we going to see more colleges develop these types of players?
I would, because like we just talked about, you're more likely to be on the damn field.
Yeah, you're not going to be taking. You're right. If you want to stay on the field, you're going to be able to do that. And I also, a coach like Christian Parker, who clearly values this and is totally with you. Like, I want that. Maybe that's my best player on the defense. Whether it was Cooper DeJean or name the guy this year that he'll have with Dallas. If this Cowboys defense gets turned around and he has success, and now Christian Parker goes on to be a head coach, it is a copycat league. And teams are going to be like, well, what does he value? And he clearly values that nickel player. So to your point, that absolutely could end up being, where we see the NFL going in terms of, where do I need one of my best defensive players? I think it's probably going to have to be a nickel player.
I think the talent, to your point, might not be as strong as this draft.
Sure.
But we're going to see people replicate.
They're going to try. I mean, I don't know if you'll see and maybe what'll happen because of all the transfer portal stuff, that you see guys go from a small school maybe to a major school, and they have that kind of traits, that kind of talent. So you'll see like, Thieneman went from Purdue to Oregon. At Purdue, we might not notice him as much as we do at Oregon. Some of these guys might go from somewhere. It's funny how you have a guy like Downs goes from Alabama to Ohio State. He left Alabama because Nick Saban left. He went to Alabama to go play for Nick Saban. He wanted to learn how to play defensive back. Nick Saban is so hard on his secondary guys. For him to want to go play for a guy like that and take that kind of punishment and learn, that's a check mark in my book right there for sure. All right, something we haven't talked about very much here, and again, hopefully we're kind of the folks that are watching from Philly and from Detroit and Los Angeles and all that, we're kind of helping you with your names. But we haven't talked about the Cowboys 30 visit stuff very much.
Oh, yeah.
And Zach, in the last few minutes that we have, is there anybody, as you walk us through that list, Is there anybody that you're like, okay, we've got a couple weeks left. We need to ask a question about this guy. Is there anybody you got like that on that list? Like, okay, we all know the usual suspects, as we like to say, but there's somebody on that list you're like going, what are they trying to do here?
Yeah, I mean, I think you look at Charles Demings, the corner from SFA.
Yes, good player.
Interesting one.
Yeah.
You're looking at probably a day 3 player, maybe 5th round, 4th round, depending on how people get there. That was an interesting name. Otherwise you got Omar Cooper Jr., the wide receiver from Indiana.
Sure.
Now, is that one of those where it's like, hey, we think maybe he could be drafted in the division. We want to know about him.
Right.
Or we also want to get him in here and we want to talk to him about a D'Angelo Ponce, his teammate, or an Aiden Fisher, his teammate at linebacker, whoever it might be.
Or do we just want to damn draft him?
Or do we want to take him?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he's in the cut. If he's in the 20 and they don't have a player there, then they're stuck. Maybe he's a guy that they want to take.
Yeah.
But you've got, I think the other thing is the top guys.
Yeah.
Right? Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, Mansour Delane.
They took some of these visits like they were trying to potentially think about trading up.
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because they see these are the guys at the top. They're trying to get as much information as they can on them. So if they want to go up, they know.
They at least know. They've done their due diligence with these players, and that's why I think that's what a good thing.
Yeah, and I think the other one that, Keontae Scott's on here.
Yeah.
From Miami, who is one of those
He's
nickel
starting
players.
to get a little bit more love again. I feel like at the beginning of this, we talked about Scott, we talked about Ramsey, some of those guys at the very, very beginning. I remember sitting here when we first started the show. Yeah. Those guys kind of got quiet. Cisse, is that how you say his name? Cisse, rather.
And Cisse's
Barnacles.
Met with.
My brain.
Yeah.
Cisse, he's a gentleman that kind of fell through the cracks through the process because the class is so
Hasn't
deep.
been talked about as much as some of the other corners.
No.
Yes.
No.
But
I know Dane had him in the 2nd round on hit, and by the way, the Beast is out today.
Okay,
So the Beast, you can take a peek at that. If you're interested. Dane does great work with that thing.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
But they did, right? Like the Cowboys have talked with Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, came in, the safety from Toledo, Keontae Scott, corner safety from Miami, Downs. The one guy they haven't shown interest in, at least to our knowledge right now, it's Thieneman.
Which is wild.
Kamari Ramsey was one of their 30-day visits, the USC safety.
Is there anybody just a name, just a wild, crazy name that like, whoa, wait a minute, they brought a guy in from where? Kind of and we have a guy
Renee
from
Conga,
Wolf.
the Louisville guy.
Now I've heard good things about him.
I
need to watch him for sure. We got
the Wofford kid.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Wofford,
Okay.
Maximus Pulley. He was a Dallas Day guy.
Okay.
But yeah, safety from Wofford. And these are, possibly UDFAs.
Yeah.
But like
Dallas is
But
very
I know one thing about Chris Hall, who does a really great job over there with the Cowboys, because he kind of coordinates. Back in the day, he might have he has more responsibilities as scouting, but Chris would keep the board as is, because what happens is Dallas will immediately, and this is why they go and pay for guys, they will immediately go off their draft board first. Mm-hmm. So they'll go draft board. If they go for after the draft, post-draft for their free agents, they go draft board, then they have priority free agents, and then they have free agents. Mm-hmm. So they've got it in different tiers. And they'll go after guys. So they're picking off draftable players when they're doing their undrafted free agents.
Yeah, I love TJ Bass was one of those guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love
Should have been drafted.
Does. Yeah, I love what Dallas
this past year, Justin Barron.
Yeah.
Even he's
Marquise Bell.
Isaiah Land, even though I felt like he was a gentleman.
Or tight end from Minnesota.
Oh
yeah,
Brevin Spanford. Heck yeah.
Absolutely.
Dallas does really good work in UDFA. Actually, when the draft ends, we're still working. We're still working because they get so many UDFAs.
Yeah.
Josiah Trotter is somebody that I just feel like intellectual wise fits so much, and him seeing his name on the list made me feel good. I don't know if he's going to be in position because Dallas doesn't have a second, which I think is where he will be.
Yep.
But I was happy to see him because I really do think that they are valuing processing, IQ, and he is one of the. To me, I thought he's one of the better surefire IQ guys in this class.
Okay.
As well. So I wasn't mad to see him either. Romello Height's interesting too. I think he's one of the more pure pass rushers. Kind of reminds me of what was the gentleman's name from Ohio State last year? Not the year I came in. That plays for the Jets now.
Will McDonald, Iowa State. Yeah. He's got that bend. Body type similar.
Yeah.
Been to those schools, 4 schools?
Yeah, there's some red flag stuff with
Romelo. I think it's people's instability.
Sure.
What is he? Is he coachable?
Yeah.
How does this? I think meetings and stuff were probably where people found out the most information because the film
is good.
Is good.
Yeah.
So what is up with the transitioning? Are you not liking the coaches? Are you not like what is going on with it? I think once people get to the bottom of that, then the player is fine.
All right. As we close this thing out, Zach and Iisha, I want to ask you this. We always kind of do this. Give me a player you studied here recently that you'd like to kind of highlight. This guy's probably not a 1 or 2 or a 3.
Yeah.
He's probably a 4 or 5, maybe even a 6, but you like the traits. Give me a guy you studied and to finish this thing out.
All right, so we've gotten, and I know you've watched them as well, Brian. We got a lot of questions about these Washington corners in the comments. So watch both of them. Takario Davis from Washington and then his teammate Prysock. Is it Ephesians?
Ephesians,
like,
yeah.
Like in the Bible.
Okay. Ephesian Prysock. Boom. There
Probably a Jewish kid over there.
Oh, she knows. I mean, I don't know. Is it Old Testament? Is it New Testament? Not sure. But Prysock and Davis, Takario Davis is the guy I like more between these two.
Same.
6'4", 194. Now, both of them were transfers from Arizona.
They were.
Because Jed Fish
was the coach.
over at Washington.
Yep.
And then Kalen DeBoer left Washington, goes to Alabama. But Takario Davis played 3 seasons at Arizona. First 2 there with Jed Fish. Second team All Big 12. Year before, led the Pac-12 in PBUs with 15 in 2023. The problem this year is he got hurt.
Yeah.
He missed 5+ games, started 7. High school background, team captain, played both ways, DB, wide receiver. I like him as a press man guy, long press man corner, but he also zone. I could definitely see teams like cover 3. They're going to want to take him as a zone guy.
Sure.
I think he runs really well.
He does.
Triggers and fires downhill. He can defend the screens and flats really nicely. Makes tackles in the open field. The awareness is there in zone. He had a nice interception peeling off against Illinois. He can give up a free release, and he'll get beat against quicker receivers.
Sure.
Good route
6'4", 196, probably something
he
like that.
doesn't have the smoothness.
Yeah.
Right, and it happens when you're tall guys. His teammate Price.
Yeah, it's not as fluid. It's a little choppy because he got all that room, all that motion.
Yeah, just the change of direction is not ideal. But he had a play where he gives up inside leverage, and I think he's going to get totally beat across the field.
His length is disrespectful. It helps him recover.
Yes, he recovers so well, makes a play on the football. I'm like, I thought this was about to be a touchdown the other way.
Yes, he has so much.
He covers so much ground in a blur. So there are a lot of things you like about him. I think he can track the ball well downfield, but it is the stiffness. It is kind of inconsistency. There's times where he makes a wow play, and then you just don't see him making any plays on the ball the rest of the game. But, he kind of reminds me of an Ashawn Wright.
Dang it, you literally took the words in my mouth.
Yeah.
I was about to say he is a more physically gifted, just a tad bit physically gifted Nashawn Wright. And we saw Nashawn Wright come to Dallas, took some time to get a feel, because when you're that tall, like you said, it is difficult to go through those transitions. But one thing he did do, and I think that this gentleman does, he will come out and help him run support.
Yes.
You look at what Nashawn Wright did in Chicago. It wasn't just about interceptions. He had a lot of forced fumbles, making plays on the ball, making tackles at close to the line of scrimmage. Takario will do that as well. I think he knows his limitations, so he comes up and he really will help tackle in the run too. So interesting. Both of those gentlemen, like you said, are interesting because they're so long and
Both
they just take up a lot of. They take up a lot of field.
Yeah,
they do.
And that's valuable, but there is some worry about what they're able to do in space and penalties because of the.
Yes,
I think
Prysock. I don't think it's physical.
Yeah,
as Davis.
No,
I saw Prysock he'll hold on, much like my guy Kennedy at Oregon.
Go right.
But so you can kind of run through him a little bit.
This Davis is a little grabby to me.
Both of them are a little grabby.
I don't know but Voch will tell you. Well, I watch teams grab Dallas all the time. Brian, stop with the grabby
just
part.
Depends on who the ref is.
Yeah, it depends on who the ref is that day.
Point, yeah.
But a little bit grabby. Iisha, give me somebody 4th, 5th round that you kind of like. Somebody.
Well, yeah, we were talking about Jimmy Rolder,
go for it,
linebacker.
Go for it, yeah, absolutely.
Little crazy self.
Yeah,
he's interesting. Really, I like this story just because he really took on his role as a leader. He played behind Junior Colson and Michael Barrett for quite some time.
Sure.
This guy is first of all, 6'2" and a half-ish, 238. He played baseball before.
He did.
He was a baseball player, transitioned to linebacker in high school. his breakout season was because of my guy, Jayshawn Barham, moved to defensive end. And that really opened up the door for this gentleman, Rolder, that has been specifically a special teams guy, crazy gunner, coming down there with bad intentions to get on the field. And he just worked his way up. I mean, 11 starts this past year, 73 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 3 pass breakups, just all over the place. He is a very strong run defender. Like I said before, he has really great instincts, trigger. I think the special teams time that he spent, he ain't scared of nothing.
No.
And that's what I like. I do, and that's why I value special teams.
Sure.
Because it will teach you how to run through a face and not be afraid. And I like that at linebacker. I like a guy that's going to get you moved out of the way. I was going to ask you guys, do you think this gentleman could be more of a weak side?
I think he can play all 3 spots.
I think he can play all 3 spots, but I feel like him being weak side and being able to see it because of the special teams, being a gunner, being able to see it and go, I would like him to be able to that. Any rush ability to you guys?
Yeah, I thought he was a good blitzer.
Okay, so how good? Yes, he times his rush as well, but I'm saying how do you think that's transferable, or did he do it well in college?
No, I think he can transfer that because, I mean, to your point, he only really started for a year there. And I want to give praise. Jonah Tolles was on with us on Love of the Star and shouted this.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Jonah.
And I was like,
this has been his guy for a while.
I haven't watched him yet at 6'3", 238.
Yeah, he said, The
physicality that he plays with, I mean, his ability to take on blocks.
You can feel it.
Shed, like he thumps you, and then boom, he's free.
Sure.
It's really, really impressive. And his ability to run through the trash and just, he sees it, goes pre-snap, he's commuting with everybody. Like, if you miss out on some of these top, like, in the second round, the Cowboys don't have a pick.
Right.
So, like, I'd consider this guy at pick 92 if Crowder's gone, if Allen's gone. And that would probably be, you have to play Mike, which I think he can do. But you might be onto that, Iisha, where his best spot could be weak side linebacker.
I think weak side linebacker.
The way he can run.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would allow him to very freely operate. Also, too, I think it would take he's young. He is still, again, he hasn't played the position a whole bunch in college. He did more on special teams. I mean, he started his last couple years and worked his way up. I like that the dude worked his way up.
Yeah.
I really do. Like,
there's something about that chip.
This is a grinder. This is a
Yeah.
grinder. So I would like to add him to your linebacker core as well. In coverage, I do think that that's something he can improve on, but hell yeah.
I like him more than Bryce Betcher.
And I like this story.
Yeah, I'm not Betcher.
I really like his story. No, woo.
Yeah.
Not Brian talking about some woo.
Yeah, woo.
Woo. Yeah, but he a little crazy.
Well,
I like him.
Good deal. Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate that.
I like the craziness.
Yeah.
I like him too.
You need to have a screw loose a linebacker.
Yeah. You guys did a good job today.
Thank you.
You did a good job today.
You did solid as well. Though,
I did.
Brian.
Was I solid today? Solid leading the team? All right. I'm gonna give you one more chance here. We got some chances. We have the NFL's The Strange Lady T-shirts. That's on crownglobalmedia.com. All our work is on crownglobalmedia.com. Actually working with William Boykins, who does stuff with us on something. William we're working on doing a thing where we are going to be able to you'll be able to stack your players on our website. We're going to have that grid for you to be able to do it. So if you're watching tape and stuff like that, you want to move your guys around, be able to stack it. We're creating a grid for you to be able to do that. So as you're watching the draft, you can put your players in order if you've studied them, and then you can find a way. And then all our work will be up there too, as well, so you can kind of see all that. So really excited about what we're trying to do here at Crown Global Media. I want to thank my scouting buddies, Iisha Morrison. I want to thank Zach Wolchuk. And I want to thank you guys out there for kind of hanging out with us on these discussions. Hey, make sure you're making comments and stuff like that. Be nice. Don't be mean about it. If you have a disagreement, we understand. But I love to go through and read all your comments, too. And, again, thanks to Dan Rooney of the Pittsburgh Steelers for hooking us up with some cool hats. And the Pittsburgh Steelers will be great hosts for the NFL draft this year, so it should be a lot of fun. Okay? So we will see you guys next time. Make sure you're trusting your eyes. Take care.